My name is Renee Blundon. I think of myself as an artist of experience. My passion is to create transformational freediving experiences for myself and others as a way to explore what it means to truly live. My central exploration is to live in an understanding of what I would call the deep dive into your true self. To me, this is to live courageously in pursuit of what you are meant to discover and diving deep into what life asks of you. So much of how I live has been informed by my passion as a freediver. I'm following the journey of my own dives and reporting back. This show is a regular broadcast from wherever I happen to be stationed. Currently, that's in Las Vegas, Nevada. I am your host, Renee Blundon. My goal is to train and compete in freediving and to teach freediving courses during my service in the U.S. Air Force. I aim to explore the archetype of the mystic in the water while honing my skills as a freediver and cultivating a community of fellow freediving enthusiasts wherever I journey. These are my stories and reflections. October 6, 2024. The Art of Becoming. Journal entry. A few questions that have been coming to me when I enter the water. Why am I here? Why must I freedive? What in me longs for freediving? What do you know that you must do, although you have no rational reason to? Here's an insight. In the water, I do one thing at a time. Just do one thing at a time. I cannot suggest it strongly enough as a way to radically increase the quality of your life. And I suspect with discipline, it could deeply improve the quality of your closest relationships. So if you're into being present, I would give it a try. After 2 months of slowly getting back into training for freediving and regenerating myself since finishing the 2.5 years of military tech school, I am lighter mentally and physically. I am happier and freer. My spirit feels less governed. And this morning I was taken, and I use that word in particular. Taken by the impulse to relish in my pool training. I did underwater swims, listening to music on my underwater MP3 player, and it was like a dance, just basking in the peacefulness of being underwater. I have 3.5 years of my contract to go, and who knows what's after that. But in the meanwhile, my goal is to start every day in the water. It helps to keep the head in check. And it's pretty hard to have a bad day when you start the day doing the thing that you love the most. The freediving competition season for 2024 is, pretty much over now. And we're going into the holidays, so I'm going easy on my training at the moment as I plan for 2025. Taking this year off from competing fuels the fire within my soul for competing next year. I miss it. There is a unique feeling to competing in freediving that requires a certain kind of alertness and awareness. When you do a long dive in the pool or a deep dive in the sea, you must do a lot of things well. Your freediving technique should be sufficiently good so that you are not trying to freedive. And I mean this in the same way that you are not trying to drive your car. Freediving is simply happening. In this way, you are able to be subtly aware of your mind, body, and water environment. Even though you're always freediving with a buddy who is watching you, when you're on that dive, you're alone with yourself and the water. It's a very individual sport where you're reliant on your mental toughness and your physical abilities to achieve that dive. If your mind wanders to dark places, or if you mess something up on your dive, there is nowhere to turn except to yourself. And if you make a mistake on your dive, just like many things in life, the outcome will be largely dictated by the quality of your reaction and decisions you make in the moment. Here are a few additional notes on freediving and probably for life. Whatever happens, react slowly. Do not rush. Do not panic. Condition yourself in advance for presence. To me, this process of conditioning in advance comes out of the analysis of my previous mistakes I've made while freediving, and also in detailed visualization of dangerous moments in advance, repeatedly. Just like any other good sportsman does before a big game in order to create the neurological grooves of reaction. Freediving is a sport just like any other. In the initial phase of a freediving incident or mess up or accident, for example, when my nose clip came off during the turn on a 70-meter dive, or when I'm getting pushed with strong currents that are slowing me down, or getting stuck on the bottom, which has happened more than one occasion, I've trained myself to relax completely as a way to interrupt the reaction and the physiological response. With stressful or challenging dives, as with people, you're in a conversation that is communicated largely with energy and body movements. So if something were to happen on your dive, be steady, relaxed, present, strong, and open to a harmonious outcome. The general rules of freediving are simple. Be honest with yourself and have respect for the water. As with every dive, be humble and leave all your bravado and ego at home. For certain, on a long enough timeline, it can get you killed in freediving. Not that this is a mindlessly dangerous pursuit, not at all. A good freediver makes himself or herself and the others around safe with skills and awareness, good decisions, understanding of the water, and gained humility. The goal at high levels should be to do the dive as if you were, for a moment, just another drop in the sea. I don't know why I must freedive, but I want to freedive. I think it has something to do with the fact that a freediver has a nature, like a mountain climber or a fighter, or those who feel compelled towards something. A freediver must dive. It's a form of self-expression, an art into which you can become infinitely better, an art into which being alone during the dive in a liquid environment, you can merge in an almost perfect flow state with the water. Why do I continue to freedive? Freedivers must know and believe deep inside of themselves that they can do the dive. It's a knowing that must be internally established. No one can give that to you. So to truly inhabit the archetype of the freediver, you must have the confidence and the humbleness to go deep into yourself. What's absolutely freeing about it is that a dive is a purity of self-expression. I never feel more myself than when I'm freediving underwater laps in the pool, or diving along a line in the sea, or exploring the reef. This may be what so many of us long for, to fully express ourselves in our art form or in our lives. The purity is that it's an art form without many people being able to see it. Even though my dives, most of them go unnoticed and unseen, I'm always joyful to have been inside my art form. It's not lost on me that I'm comfortable with holding my breath and not at all with parts of myself. I guess we work where we're strong in order for the confidence to work where we're flimsy. At least I hope so. I'm interested in developing more personal range. Right now, my pool training is just base training to enjoy without intensity or edge, but the ability to let more life into my heart is for sure a dive session worth doing. You're made stronger in the broken places, as Hemingway said. But if we're lucky, we maybe can be made softer too. I'm freediving in the pool every morning before I go to the base. I don't know what I'm getting at yet, but I suspect that it has something to do with what the enigmatic genius, morphine addict Eugene Morer called purposeful action towards an unknown purpose, homing towards something in which there is no conscious reasoning or mental picture. This is, in some ways, the instinctual art of becoming. Thanks for listening.